They say power is freedom. A lie. True power is a golden cage, where every movement is calculated, every breath monitored. My name is Laila Alfani. I am the Emir's third daughter, the one no one observes closely at official banquets. I was born in the Ivory Palace, where every corridor whispers secrets of 5 generations. This morning, like all others, I awoke at 5 for Fajr prayer, watching the sun rise over the desert. My life was always predictable, measured in ceremonies, in diplomatic smiles, in silk dresses that weigh as heavily as the expectations placed upon my shoulders. Today is March 14th, a day that will change everything. But I don't know it yet. I am 27 years old and have always been told my role is decorative, to be the silent princess, never questioning the decisions made in the halls where only men may enter. My father, Emir Hassan Al Thani, has ruled for 30 years with an iron fist. My mother died when I was 6, and since then I learned to read the silences, to interpret the glances, to notice when something is being hidden. The royal librarian, Khalid ibn Rashid, died 3 days ago. A heart attack, they said. Only 52. I was called to organize Khalid's personal belongings, a task considered appropriate for a princess with no real responsibilities. The library is in the West Wing. When I enter Khalid's small office, the smell of old leather and ancient paper envelops me. But something is strange. A drawer of the old wooden cabinet is ajar, as if it had been forced open in a hurry. My fingers tremble as I pull the drawer open. Inside, hidden under stacks of yellowed catalogs, I find a diary bound in time-worn brown leather. There is no name on the cover, only a date engraved, 1975, 50 years ago. The year my grandfather, Emir Rashid Al Thani, officially died of natural causes. I open the first page and immediately recognize the handwriting. It belongs to Dr. Mahoud Al-Khatib, my grandfather's personal physician. This diary cannot be destroyed, but neither can it be revealed. The first line reads, "I record here the truth that will consume me until the end of my days. Emir Rashid Al Thani did not die of natural causes. He was poisoned. And I know who gave the order." My heart pounds. My hands are so sweaty, I almost drop the diary. I look around, suddenly aware that the walls have ears in this palace. I read page after page. Dr. Al-Khatib writes with precise clinical details. My grandfather began showing signs of arsenic poisoning in August 1975. The doctor suspected it from the start, but was silenced by direct threats. And then I read the name that changes everything. Prince Hassan ordered the poisoning. I witnessed the conversation with Ibrahim al-Mansur, the palace security chief, on September 2nd. Hassan promised al-Mansur riches and power when he became emir. Hassan, my father, the man who never raised his voice in my presence, venerated as a progressive leader, a murderer, a parricide who killed his own father to take the throne. My vision blurs. 50 years of lies. And Ibrahim al-Mansur, the man mentioned in the diary, is still alive. He is the current minister of the interior, the most powerful man in the emirate after my father. I hear footsteps in the corridor. Quick, decisive. Instinctively, I hide the diary under my abaya. The door opens without a knock. It's Yusuf al-Nasser, deputy security chief. "Your Highness, we were looking for you." He says formally, but something in his posture alarms me. "The emir needs to see you immediately." It is not a request, it is an order. I take a deep breath and compose my face. "Of course," I reply with a calm voice that does not betray the rising panic.
Yusuf stations himself at the door, making it clear he will personally escort me. I walk with dignity down the corridor, followed by Yusuf, whose steps echo sinisterly on the polished marble. The diary burns against my skin like live carbon, every page a death sentence if discovered. The Golden Hall is at the heart of the palace. Here my father sits on the throne he seized through murder. He is waiting for me, imposing in his traditional white robes. We are alone, except for Yusuf, who closes the massive doors behind me with a sound like a tomb sealing shut. "Lila, my daughter," he says, his voice echoing in the empty hall. "Father," I reply, bowing respectfully. The diary hammers so loudly I am sure he can hear it. "You asked to see me?" I received worrying news. Khalid ibn Rashid, our dear librarian, passed away suddenly. A tragedy. There is something in his tone that does not match the words of condolence. Too dedicated, perhaps, my father mutters, and there is a flash in his eyes that chills my blood. Dedicated to uncovering things that should remain buried. I understand. If the diary is discovered, they will say Khalid was mad, that his words were the ravings of a disturbed mind. And you didn't find anything unusual among his belongings? Anything that might confirm his fantasies? The diary pulses against my ribs like a second heart. "Just books, cataloging documents," I reply, allowing a touch of curiosity in my voice. He smiles. It's a small, almost sad smile. Khalid had bizarre theories about the death of my grandfather. Unfounded accusations that deeply hurt our family. Nonsense about poisoning, conspiracies. My father died of heart failure, a natural death, but Khalid, in his growing paranoia, even claimed to have proof. But it exists. It is right here, pressed against my body. He approaches. He's too close now. That is why it is crucial that if you or anyone finds any writings of Khalid, especially diaries or personal notes, you bring them to me immediately to protect the honor of our family. It is a trap. If I bring the diary now, I confirm that I found it. But there is a third option, one that is forming in my mind with increasing clarity. Escape.
"Certainly, Father," I reply with reverence. "If I find anything like that, you will be the first to know." He nods with satisfaction. "Good girl. I always knew I could trust you, Lila. You have always been the quiet, obedient daughter." There is genuine affection in his voice, and that somehow makes everything worse. "You may go now," he says. "And Lila, rest. You look pale. Perhaps the grief for Khalid's death is affecting you more than you thought." It is a veiled warning. I walk with measured steps, aware of Yusuf following me. My mind is racing. I need to leave the palace. I need to take the diary to someone who can use it. That who? I return to my room. It is a golden cage, I realize now. I dismiss my maids. My hands tremble as I finally take the diary from its hiding place. I continue reading. Dr. Al-Khatib documents everything. The arsenic doses, the falsified medical records, the bribes paid. There are even copies of bank transfers attached. And there is more. The reason my grandfather was planning democratic reforms. He wanted to reduce the absolute power of the monarchy. Hassan saw this as treason, so he acted. In the last pages, Dr. Al-Khatib writes, "I was a coward. I protected my family instead of the truth. I lived with this guilt for decades.
I write this now because I am dying, and I cannot meet my creator without at least trying to record the truth. The last entry is December 2020, and Khalid found the diary. But Khalid is also dead now. They killed him. And now only I know. Only I carry this impossible truth, this burden that can destroy an entire dynasty. I look out the window. The sun is beginning to set. I have perhaps a few hours before they realize the diary is missing, before they come looking for me. I need to act fast. I need to be smart. I need to be brave in a way I never was before. I open my laptop and start searching. International investigative journalists, human rights organizations. But then I remember my internet is monitored. I cannot do this here. My phone vibrates. A message from my cousin, Amira, who lives in London. Pri, saw the new photos? England in autumn is magic. I reply quickly. Beautiful. I urgently need a vacation. Would you be free if I showed up next week? The reply comes in seconds. OMG, yes. But can you leave? I walk to the administrative wing, where my aunt, Sheikha Mariam, works. Aunt Mariam? I began. I was thinking of visiting Amira in London. Do you think father would allow it? You look different. Worried. Just tired, I repeat. Can you help convince him? She sighs. I can try. Let me talk to him after dinner. I return to my room and wait. These are the longest hours of my life. I hide the diary in my safest spot. Inside, a copy of the Quran. No one would dare search the holy book. At 9 that evening, my aunt messages me. I managed it. He agreed. You leave Thursday. 3 days in London with minimal security. 48 hours to maintain the lie. The next morning, I act as if nothing has changed. During lunch, my father is present. I watch his hands that ordered the death of 2 men. Lila is visiting her cousin in London, my aunt mentions casually. My father looks up at me. Great idea, but Lila, his voice becomes serious. Remember who you are. A Princess Alfani. And no talking to the press or strangers about family matters. He still suspects. I will be watched. That afternoon, I take photos of every page of the diary with an old phone. I hide the memory card inside the lining of my favorite travel bag, sewing it in carefully. Now, the hardest decision. What to do with the original diary? I will give it to someone I trust. I call Ahmad, a palace driver. Ahmad, I whisper, I need you to do something for me. No questions, just trust. He holds the box with the diary as if it were glass. For Sheikha Fatima, your mother. I will do as you ask. He disappears into the night. I feel relieved and terrified. There is no going back. Thursday dawns. My father is in the main hall. Safe trip, my daughter. Return on Sunday. I hope so. And he says, and there is something in his tone that chills me. Yusuf will go with you. Just one guard. Surveillance. The drive to the airport is silent. My bag with the memory card passes security. As we take off, I make a silent promise. I will not fail. I will expose the truth, no matter the cost.
London greets me with cloudy skies. Amira hugs me. Yusuf settles into a nearby hotel. That night, I sit with Amira's laptop. I transfer the memory card images. Then I search The Guardian, BBC, Amnesty International. I write emails, dozens of them, telling the same impossible story. My father murdered his own father. I have evidence. I attach photo samples. I press send on the most promising dozen messages. I collapse in bed, exhausted but strangely at peace. Friday passes in a haze. Yusuf follows us on some outings. The replies start coming Friday night. 3 are different. A Guardian journalist wants to meet. An Amnesty International officer and someone from MI6 request urgent meetings. Saturday dawns. I take a black taxi. I know I have perhaps an hour before Yusuf realizes I am gone. The journalist, Sarah Clark, is first. I show samples of the diary photos. If this is true, it is explosive. I understand. That is why I need help. Protection. Asylum. I can publish, but not protect you. Call this number. My second meeting is with the Amnesty officer. We can apply diplomatic pressure, he explains, but we need time to build the case. Time is what I don't have, I point out. The third meeting is the strangest. A man from MI6. Your story is interesting. Your father has been a valuable ally. Does it complicate things or reveal the truth? I ask. Truth without adequate protection is just martyrdom. Your father has resources to completely discredit you. I suggest protection in exchange for cooperation. We can offer asylum, a new identity, security, but your life as you know it will end. It already has, I murmur. He passes me a card. Call by noon tomorrow. After that, I cannot guarantee anything. I return to Amira's apartment. Yusuf is there. Your father called personally. He wants you to return immediately, tomorrow morning. My blood runs cold. He knows. Tomorrow morning gives me no time. Of course, I say softly. If father wishes, I will return tomorrow. But we both know it's a lie. At 3 a.m, I call the MI6 number. I am Princess Lila. I need extraction. Now, tonight. Address? But security is watching. Leave it to us. Half an hour. Be ready. At 3:30, precisely, my phone vibrates. Back door. Now. A dark car waits. Get in, princess. Fast. I accelerate. I look back. Yusuf saw me. He is running. He saw me, I say. It doesn't matter, a woman's voice replies. In 20 minutes you will be in diplomatically protected territory. I am taken to a discreet government building. Rest, the woman says. You are safe for now. I sit on the bed. I betrayed my father. I abandoned my entire life. Weeks turn into months. I receive official asylum. New name, new identity. I learn to grocery shop, to ride the bus. It is solitude I never imagined. Amira doesn't reply. No family contacts me. I am dead to them. At night, I question if it was worth it. But then I read news. Protests starting, asking for reform. My father suppresses them, but the seed was planted. The lie cannot be undone once it is exposed. Ibrahim al-Mansur resigns abruptly. He was sacrificed, but it is a beginning. Cracks in the regime. 6 months after my escape, my father announces constitutional reforms. A consultative parliament will be elected. Press freedom will be expanded. An independent investigation into my grandfather's death will be allowed. It is victory and defeat simultaneously. He was forced to make concessions. A year later, Sarah Clark has news. Ahmed, your old driver, he handed over the original diary. He formally testified. Tears streamed down my face. Ahmed risked everything. It won't bring your father down, Sarah continues, but it changed the country. You gave them this, Lila. Courage to challenge. My older brother sends me a message. You were brave. Changes will come. Slowly, but they will come, and they will be yours too. It is a beginning. Today, 3 years later, I visit the British Museum. Everything changes. Truth survives when empires crumble. I am still Lila Alfani. My grandfather dreamed of a better country. They killed him for that dream. But 50 years later, his dream is finally beginning to be realized. The crime was exposed, and the princess fulfilled her duty.
paying a price only she could pay. This is my legacy, and I have no regrets.